Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another mildly interesting video. Let's do a little roleplay. I will play as DreamWorks, and all of you guys watching will be able to play as the so-called idiot consumers. Ready, set, go. I would like to make some money. Let's make a Kung Fu Panda 4! But there just seems to be one problem. It seems like Jackie Chan's contract with us has expired, as well as all the other Furious 5 members, so we're gonna need to find someone new. Aquafina. Yeah, that should work out well. And my entire reaction to all of that was, oh my god! Yeah, that's right, they made a Kung Fu Panda 4 without the Furious 5. The simulation is falling apart at this point. This actually sort of came out of nowhere. I wasn't really keeping up to date with the Kung Fu Panda news. It just just came out like, hey, Kung Fu Panda 4 is coming out as well as Sonic the 3. Which one will you be watching? And I obviously just said Sonic the 3 because I had watched the previous two films and I loved them so much. But Kung Fu Panda? I thought we were done with number 3. I thought cool, it's a trilogy. Body, mind, spirit. That's a perfect trilogy over here. So why do we need the 4th one? I ended up going out to watch this with a lot of my friends, and we all liked it a lot. Until 2 days later when we realized that we didn't like it a lot. Or at all. Which is a bad thing. You know? So yeah, let's go talk about that. Now, there are 2 main points to this film. The villain and the sidekick. Let's talk about the villain first because, oh my god! The worst part about the chameleon is that she has such amazing concept within her. She is the shapeshifter that can shapeshift into any of Poe's old enemies. So that allows for a lot of nostalgia bait, but it also allows him to refight his old enemies in a way. That should be pretty fun to see, right? It's just that they messed up on a few parts on her character, which was basically everything else. The one thing I can say about her is that she is not intimidating at all. We don't see her as an actual visible threat. Let's take a look at Kung Fu Panda 1 for example. Our main villain is Tai Lung, and from the beginning, we see that Tai Lung is locked up in this incredibly secure prison that it almost seems impossible that anyone would be able to get out, or even get out of the guard's sight, because they're all watching him at all times. So when he does get out and massacre all of the guards that are in there, we immediately go, okay, this guy is incredibly dangerous, we completely underestimated him, and we need to make sure that Poe will be ready for him when they inevitably meet together because of his motivation. Right from the get-go, we are immediately shown that Tai Lung is a threat and we have to be scared of him. We have every right to be scared of him. And then they don't do the same thing with the chameleon over here. The most evil thing that she does when we first see her is just push a guy down the stairs. Which Shifu did to Poe in the first movie. And Shifu's not a bad guy. Does that mean Chameleon's not a bad guy? Maybe we looked at her the wrong way over here. Okay, but all that aside, maybe there is something else that she does in this 90-minute runtime, by the way. 90 minutes is the minimum runtime needed for theatrical release. They made this movie as short as possible, I feel. But let's just say, maybe she does more evil stuff throughout the film that lets us know, okay, we have to take her seriously. No! Nothing like that happens throughout the runtime. That scene of her pushing down that guy down the staircase, that's pretty much the most evil thing that we actually see her do firsthand. And the result is that we don't take her as a threat seriously. She is viewed as Poe's most dangerous enemy, the one that we should all be scared of. Everyone else is scared of her, and Poe is just being Poe, but everyone else is scared of her, so we should probably be scared of her as well, right? But the problem is they show nothing to warrant that fear. In fact, if anything, it makes me feel like I can take on the chameleon with my non-existent hockey stick. I don't even have a hockey stick. That's how confident I am in beating her up. Now, the second new thing about the film is Miley Cyrus's character, Zen, which means 10 in German. She's fun, she's likable, she is absolutely boring, it has nothing special of her to truly make her stick out in my head. I mean, even the chameleon was more memorable than her because of how bad of a villain she was. I was actually really surprised to find out that Miley Cyrus is back in acting, or at least I think it's Miley Cyrus. It definitely sounds like Miley Cyrus to my ears. But I feel like one fatal flaw that they made on top of adding her into the film, which by the way is not a bad decision in and of itself, but another decision that they chose to make for this film kind of killed the film for me. Basically, Poe is apparently getting old and needs to find a new dragon warrior, even though at the beginning we literally see him fighting some sort of dragonfish monster thing, which by the way was way more engaging than the hero versus villain face-off at the end. But the problem is all of the Furious 5 have gone on some sort of mysterious journeys of their own, so they can't be around to help, and they're certainly not going to be in the picture for being the next dragon warrior. I'm guessing that's because they couldn't get Jackie Chan to fulfill another contract for Kung Fu Panda 4, I guess. So I guess we've lost Monkey, and Tiger Girl, and Birdman, and that Mantis guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, and that one anaconda that I used to have I kept in my fish tank until she mysteriously escaped. And I would just store fish in it. Now, when we look at the fact that the Furious 5 is just gone off the movie completely, and we've got a Hollywood A-lister as Poe's new sidekick in this film, I think we all know what happens at the end. And I thought Sailor Moon Crystal Season 2 handled the reveal of Chibiusa's parents pretty badly. This one is just something else, man. I feel like the combination of those two things make the plot predictable at the end, because you already know who is going to be the next Dragon Warrior. It's gotta be Miley Cyrus, the rabbit. Now, I want to add something over here. They actually have their own little plot twist over there. You know, it's like just keep these children's movies entertaining. And quite frankly, I was really shocked when I first found out about it. And then I was disappointed at myself because I didn't find out about it. So in conclusion, despite the great visuals and the voice performances, as well as the soundtrack, which was done by Hans Zimmer, by the way, what are you doing here? This movie is kind of predictable and not special enough to truly stick out in my head. But I am very interested in seeing what Miley Cyrus will end up doing next, considering that she's now in Kung Fu Panda 4. I really liked her in that 2019 episode of Black Mirror, Rachel, Jack and Ashley 2. I think she did a great job over there, so it's going to be interesting to see what she does in the future. Dude, you got her name wrong. It's not Miley Cyrus, it's Aquafina. What? Look at your hand. Ah, Grant!